Good evening. Good evening. Dawn Reinhardt here, and so sorry for the delay. I got stuck in a long line waiting to get my prescriptions that I needed to start Monday because I've been a tad bit behind on getting my meds. So that was a priority today, so I had to go get it done. So anyway, I am here now, and this is my normal Sunday reading time. Well, okay, I'm off by about an hour, but on Sundays I do come on and I read from the book I See You by author Julie Lee. Hi, Jessica, and hi, Teresa. Thanks for joining. So we are getting through here, and we'll just do a little housekeeping really quick, okay? If you have come on and you're seeing the red button up in your top left-hand corner, that means you are catching this live. Just please say hello so I know that you're here. If you come on and are not seeing the red live button at the top, that means you are catching this for a replay. Please put hashtag replay so I know you stopped by. All right? And for any of you that find that this is a value, if you think other people are going to be educated and get help to become who they need to be or need help in specific areas of their lives, please shine this, which actually is the button in the lower left-hand corner. That really means share, but we try not to say that word, so we call it shining. And that means press that button and share this with your network. Shine this with your network so that they too can catch up on this book that is incredibly helpful. And hi, Rebecca. Thank you for joining. All right, guys. Everything's falling off the desk. Give me a second. I'm going to wet my whistle so I can get going. All right. And pick that up off the floor. My mascara rolled down. All right. So, chapter 15. We can't fix it. I can find only 3 kinds of business in the universe: mine, yours, and God's. Much of our stress comes from mentally living out our business. By Byron Katie. Hello, Donna. Thank you for joining. All right. So I'm not about the nail. My husband and I love a YouTube video called It's Not About the Nail. We laughed so hard at the video clip because what it showcases is so true about our marriage. The video shows a woman complaining about the pressure she feels and how she fears it will never stop. The camera shifts, revealing a nail protruding from her forehead. The man, presumably the husband, is sitting next to her on the couch nodding. When he suggests that the nail is responsible for the pain and suggests they remove it, she responds, "You always do this. You always try to fix things. It's not about the nail." Y'all need to go and watch it. Okay, now I am going to watch it. If I can find it, I'll put it in the comments here so everybody else can watch it. Sounds pretty funny. Yeah. While men are stereotyped for their trying to fix it badge of honor, I think we all have times when we want to fix each other. We go into fix it mode, especially when someone we care about is hurting. Even kids want to fix things. Let me share a pivotal experience that helped me give up my fix it badge for good. Fixing my childhood. Some of my favorite memories of my childhood happened in Goblin Valley State Park, located in Emery County, Utah. The gigantic bowl of natural goblin-like rock formations proved to be the best place for a classic game of sardines, with endless boulders to climb and jump off of and hide behind. We loved going camping as a family. I still remember my elder brother telling us scary stories around the campfire, convincing me that the rock formations did indeed transform into goblins at night. I still feel sentimental when I eat strawberry Twizzlers and Sunbelt chocolate chip granola bars, the food staples I remember best from our family camping trips. It was magical, and I treasure memories like these. And as mentioned previously, our family was not free from struggles and suffering. When I was 5 years old, I bounced through the door as I returned from kindergarten in a brown paper lunch bag on my hand. A farm animal puppet of some sort that I have forgotten, and I walked into my parents' room and saw Daddy lying completely still on his bed. His eyes were wide open but didn't blink. His gaze was fixed on the ceiling. I remember climbing up on the bed to show him my puppet, but was paralyzed. But his paralyzed stare and expression didn't change. I didn't understand what was wrong. Why couldn't I wake him up? Why couldn't I fix this? My older sister, who was 10 at the time, later confided that she thought he was dead when she saw him. She pounded on his chest, begging him to wake up. She wanted to fix it too. I count myself fortunate that I was more confused than scared at the moment. I don't think I was old enough to comprehend that my dad could be dead. But he wasn't dead. After about a half an hour, he regained consciousness. He had been in a depression-induced catatonic state. Catatonia is a behavior syndrome marked by an inability to move normally. It can be associated with schizophrenia and other mental illnesses. Whew. Sounded scary. I really thought he was dead. But what he really has sounds pretty scary to me right now, too. And hi, Cheryl. Thank you for joining. My father's depressive episodes were severe and relentless. He endured many difficult years. While seeing him in a catatonic state was an isolated one-time experience, I remember it so clearly that it is the first thought that comes to mind when I think of my childhood. Whew, that's scary. Why do I remember it so well? Because it was shocking and my brain couldn't process why I could not fix it. Not being able to fix someone we love can feel out of control and, quite frankly, scary. But the good news is that we can control something. We can control our willingness to come to the table with love and compassion for everyone involved. We can lean into the vulnerability that lack of control brings and make sure no one goes unseen. The memory is one small part of my childhood, and there is nothing to fix. It is just what it is. I feel compassion for my dad and every member of my family in that memory, including the kindergartner. It still makes me sad when I think about her on that day. There is nothing wrong with feeling sad sometimes. We don't need to fix negative feelings. We need to process them. Repeat that. We don't need to fix negative feelings. We need to process them. We need to allow other people the same room to process theirs. All right, allowing emotions. I have tried to deal with unwanted emotions in two different ways: leaning away from them and leaning into them. Leaning away from my emotions didn't make them disappear. The emotions just came out later in other complicated ways. I don't recommend leaning away from them. I've learned that the fastest and healthiest way to deal with unwanted emotions is to actually lean in to them. It's important that we allow others to lean into their emotions too. When my child walks in the door crying because he scraped his knee, I don't bother telling him it doesn't hurt. I do my best to empathize and understand. I'm so sorry that hurts. Can I get you some ice for that? The quicker I validate his pain, the quicker he wipes his eyes and runs right back out to play. We can allow others to feel their emotions so they can get through them successfully and move forward. Empathy and confidence. If we try to fix someone's problems, we run the risk of missing the opportunity to see them, and we may actually hurt them in the process. We humans want to feel understood and validated in our feelings. When we don't feel validated in our feelings, we are more likely to dig our heels in and justify how bad we feel. It's important to take time to make sure that the person in conflict feels seen. Saying things like, "I see you," that makes sense. Communicate the compassion and the connection that they are seeking. When someone feels validated, they are more likely to pull themselves out of the situation and find positive solutions. We can try to fix when we try to fix someone, we might be implying that we don't have the confidence that the person can solve their own problems. That alone can cause a whole nother problem. We need to show faith in them by sitting with them and showing compassion. We can have full confidence that they can pull through. The people we help have found ways to cope in the past. They have a 100% track record of getting through things, or else they wouldn't be standing in front of you right now. We can trust that they can get through that too. Giving encouragement. An unlikely person taught me how to encourage without trying to fix it. During my bouts of anxiety and depression, there were times when Rob and I struggled to understand each other. He tried to fix it, and I in turn felt ashamed that I needed fixing at all. I resolved to work even harder to fix it myself without depending on him. We knew we loved each other, and we stumbled along as we tried to figure out how to work through this together. In desperation, I went to the doctor, who prescribed me a new antidepressant. That night, as my husband and I sat on the couch feeling confused and scared, a knock came at the door. We opened it, and we were surprised to find a guy from our neighborhood. There he was, standing at our door, 6'2", with a shaved head, broad shoulders, a beard, an image that screamed, "Run away from me." Previously, I had thought of him as reserved, gruff, and intimidating. At our house, we referred to him as the scary guy. He said he just felt like he should stop by our house. And then he asked me directly, "Julie, how are you?" When the scary guy asks you a question, you answer. I began to cry. He looked into my eyes and said, "You're really struggling, huh? Things are pretty bad?" He understood. I felt his compassion, and I got his complete attention, and I could see it. He was seeing me, really me. The tightness in my chest began to release. He told me about his experience with depression and anxiety. He knew what I was going through. He recognized the hell where I was living. He had once lived there too. He shouldered my cross with me and illuminated the hope ahead. "You can do it," he told me. "I know you feel like there is no way out, but I promise you there is." I sobbed even harder. From my hole, I saw a glimmer of light shining above me. Maybe the sun was still shining after all, even though I couldn't see it. But he could see it, and I believed him. I asked him over and over again, "Are you really happy now? I'll be happy again, you promise me?" He promised. I wasn't the only one who needed encouragement. Rob asked him, "What can I do for her? I don't know what to say to her." The scary guy told him, "Love her. Listen to her. It's going to be rough while she's waiting for this new medicine to kick in. Be nice to her." He was telling Rob to open his eyes and see me. Don't fix her. Just see her. This experience was pivotal in my healing process and in my marriage. The scary guy was willing to be vulnerable and dive into our uncomfortable space in order to really see us in our challenges. After such an intimate experience, I decided it was time to call him by his real name, Chris. Sit with them. Jenny Taylor taught me an important lesson about not fixing it. Jenny is the wife of Major Brent Taylor, previous mayor of North Ogden City, Utah. Amid his deployment in 2018, Taylor was killed during an insider attack in Afghanistan, leaving his wife a widow and his 7 children fatherless. While Jenny and I were speaking at an event in San Diego, she told me she had to learn that nothing will fix her husband's death. Not a new marriage, no amount of life insurance money, no number of casseroles, absolutely nothing. Nothing will ever fix the fact that nothing will fix the fact that her husband is gone. However, she does still hold on to hope. She feels hope that when she can sit with someone and tell them how much she misses her husband without them telling her how she can fix it. She feels hope when people didn't treat her like she's something to be fixed. She has learned that there is nothing wrong with feeling sad. She can feel her feelings without someone trying to push them aside. Instead of fixing it, she said, just face it. The organization that flew me out to speak at this event knew about Amy's terminal cancer diagnosis, and they offered to fly her too. We had a great sister weekend together. The highlight of my weekend was watching Amy and Jenny meet, and Jenny wrote this about the experience. Meeting Amy was one of the most humbling experiences of my widowhood. Amy has 6 kids, and she's dying. She knows she's dying, and she doesn't know how much time she has. But she does know her time is running out. When I met and embraced Amy, it was as if the world once again flipped inside, outside, and upside down. We laughed, we cried, sometimes simultaneously. We spoke directly to each other's souls with a genuine and very personal compassion. Sometimes we used words, but mostly we used our hearts. Our hearts. And we didn't need words to make that connection. Amy and I are certain our paths did not cross by mere coincidence. We both felt strengthened by the message by meeting each other and seeing each other, and the reassuring truth that we can do hard things. We both felt left comforted in knowing that we are not the only ones facing tragedy and trials in our life. It's not a matter of misery-loving company. Rather, there is strength to be found in knowing that others are also fighting that good fight, and even finding joy in that journey. Jenny and Amy were in their own world, a world where it was okay not to fix it. Their example of seeing each other with love and acceptance is a moment I'll never forget. We can breathe a sigh of relief. We don't need to fix people's problems. All we need to do is love them through their problems instead. Bottom line, we ditch trying to fix it when we allow ourselves and others to feel all the things without guilt or expectation. We are not built or designed to fix others, but what we were born to do is to see people and to connect with them and to have compassion on them. Wow. That was really, really good. And it's really a big reminder to me. I'm going to stick a makeup brush in there. I don't care. It's my book. It can get a little blush on it, right? Not going to hurt anything. I'm hoping people would like to stay on and kind of talk about this chapter, because I think this is a really, oh, we're just too far in the book to keep it open. That's okay. I'll just hold it. I agree. We are not here to fix people. I can't fix somebody's sadness. I can't fix somebody's stupid. I can't fix somebody's pain. I can't fix anybody. But it is true that what we can do is be there to listen, show them empathy, show them compassion, right? And just let them be seen. That, I think, would give us some freedom from having to design solutions for somebody based on our skill set and our knowledge, and would allow them to solve their problems on their own like we do ours, right? We can just show that we care, show that we can listen. Right, Cheryl, absolutely. You know, and I see it. We often do want to fix it because we don't want to see our loved ones in pain, right? Nobody wants to see that. But you're right, Teresa. Being seen gives validation. People want to be seen, right? Slow down a moment, right? And don't be designing that solution. Listen, right, to what your friend or your partner or your husband or your wife or whoever it may be, your daughter, your son, your friend, right? What is it that they just need to say to be seen, right? Let them say that they're sad. Let them talk about what they've just went through, right? Show them that you can give them the empathy and compassion, and be that listener and allow them to be seen. Believe it or not, that helps them solve theirs so much better. You actually give them the light at the end of the tunnel that they couldn't see, right? You doing that shows them it can get better. It's amazing, right? I have a friend I call when I'm down. I have my moments. My life isn't perfect. Now, can I honestly say I'm a happier, more settled me? Yeah, I am. But I have my down moments too. I do. Sometimes I get overwhelmed, right? And I have to sit down and figure out, how do I overwhelm myself, right? Like today, I was like, today was going to be my rest day, but today ended up being no. In order to have a more calm week, I think, I decided to sweep, mop, finish up that laundry, right? I've got laundry almost done on the bed. And I was like, just get that stuff done. And I did. I readjusted my expectations. And I went, okay, this is what I can get done because this is what's important to me, and everything else was gone. So it leveled me out and helped me be not as stressed out, because I am doing only the things that are important to me, which is a much smaller list. Much smaller list. And sometimes, sorry guys, I got dry hands as the weather has been dry and the heat has been running here and there. So I've been treating my hands with the calendula oil, getting them nice and soft again. Oh, and it does feel good, let me tell you. Oh, and if you don't notice, my hair, yep, I put my color conditioner on, so it's back to having a little bit of redness to it, I guess. But my intention was just to get some color back into it instead of it being, I guess, a softer brown. I don't know how to explain what that color was. But yeah, being a fix-it person is not what our friends, not what our families, not what our spouses, you know, our boyfriends and girlfriends, it's not what they need, right? People don't come to us for us to solve. what they do come to us to do is to listen. Well, thank you. I appreciate you, sweetie. I can throw on good makeup here and there. I know I can. And it was a fun look today. But, you know, I'm just trying to let people see the real me, and read books on Sundays is something I love doing. I love reading books. And do you know that when I'm at home, sometimes I'll read them out loud to myself, right? Doing so keeps me focused on the words. It helps me solidify them more, right? And for those of you that may not have seen it, on my Facebook page, there is a post. We're almost done with this book. Uh-oh. Darn it, I took the whatchamacallit out. I took the, here we go. I took my, what I'm using for my, I can't think of it, my bookmarker. It's actually, funny enough, my skin strip tests for people if I want to figure out what kind of skin they have to help design the best product. These little swatches help test your skin. Pretty cool, huh? But anyway, yeah, look, we only have that much left, that little tiny bit. I think we have 5 chapters left. And as we get towards the end, I may go ahead and pick up 2 chapters at a time, because they are pretty slow. They are pretty small. So maybe next week, let's do 2 chapters. I think that would be nice. That way we can get into the new book series, right? That would be wonderful. And seriously, go look on my page for a post yesterday. It was alive, and I gave the choices of all the new books that we can start reading. And I guess for those that are here, we can go through them again real quick. Hang on here. And, okay. Sorry, I had them on the floor. So our choice to start at the end of this other book is The Secret. The Secret is really good about, if you ask me, digging deep inside and learning to manifest and the power of manifestation. So that Sunday book reading could be about The Secret. And again, this is good for learning about manifestation and the power of it. It's pretty incredible. Okay. The other book choice we have is Get Out of Your Head, Stopping the Spiral of Toxic Thoughts. This is really good. And it really helped me. I read this because I did have toxic self-thoughts. I did talk to myself like I was a terrible person. And this taught me how to stop it in the tracks. And it's good. Now, do I still slip here and there and say something not so nice to myself? Sure, it happens. But I am close to solving that, and I know I am, because I'm creating new habits. Okay? The other book we could read instead would be 168 Hours. You have more time than you think. Okay, this book really did help me learn how to bucket my day so that I did realize I did have enough time. If you're one of the people that likes to or commonly says there's not enough time in the world, there's not enough time in the day to get everything done, you just feel like it's not, 24 hours is not enough, right? I used to be that way until I read this. Yep, great book. Okay, another book. The Year of No Nonsense, How to Get Over Yourself and On with Your Life. Okay, this one is helping you learn how to quit the BS that is harming your health and happiness and success. Getting over your past. That's right, quit carrying it. Let's process it and move on. Okay, because it helps you make room for your future. And put an end to people-pleasing once and for all. Yep. People-pleasing was a big one, and I talked to my counselor on that one because that's not something I should do. People-pleasing, we're not here to please people. Do we want to do nice things for somebody here and there? Absolutely. It's nice to make somebody happy. But we are not designed to be people pleasers permanently. Okay, keep that in mind. Another book that we have an option for is How to Slay Doubt. So S-L-A, slay, doubt, boss up and succeed on your terms. This one's called Fear is My Homeboy. It's a roadmap for anyone who has let fear, self-doubt, or insecurity stand in the way of designing a life that they have dreamt about. If you're meant for more but not quite sure how to get out of your own way, do yourself a favor and read this book. It does help you get out of your own mindset because, believe it or not, we have a mindset that can keep us down where we don't belong. We limit ourselves, and we do. So we got to stop. And then my new book that I picked up, I have not read this, guys. I haven't. But I went and went out to lunch with a friend of mine. She's on here, Teresa. And it was such a lovely day. I appreciate it. And when we were at a bookstore, I found this book. And I had heard so much about it. I was dying to read it. Okay, this is Atomic Habits. And this is Tiny Changes, Remarkable Results. So this is easy and proven ways to build good habits and break old ones. This was a New York Times bestseller. So one of the comments they said is a supremely practical and useful book. James Clear distills the most fundamental information about habit formation so that you can accomplish more by focusing on less. Isn't that a novel idea? Hello. So I am going to try and start reading that one so I can get it done. I usually don't bring on a book to read with you guys if I haven't read it, but something in my mind says it really doesn't matter if it's the first time or if I've read it before and I know what's coming. Either way, Sundays are for book reading here for me. I love to come on and share things that have helped me. And I know that they can help other people. So hence comes my desire that I get to help fulfill by doing so. So that's that. So those are our choices. And if anybody would like to vote in this, that's great. If not, please go to my live yesterday and put your vote there because I am trying to figure out when we're done with this, what we're going to move on to because I am looking forward to it. So guys, thank you so much for joining on today's video. I do appreciate you as always. And I will bid you guys a lovely Sunday evening and farewell then. And as always, please stay happy, healthy, and safe until I see you guys again. Good night. And look, no transfer. It is that good. All right. Love you guys. Bye-bye.